One of this year's inductees into the Wyoming American Legion Baseball Hall of Fame was Powell coach Jason Borders, who received the honor last week at the Single A State Tournament. And Jason, congratulations as the skipper joins me here. First of all, what did it mean to you to receive that honor of going into the Legion Baseball Hall of Fame here in the Cowboy State?
I mean, you put in enough time, and any honor like that is huge. But that's one of the biggest I've ever received, and I mean, it's pretty cool. I had no idea it was coming. We were getting ready to play our first game at state, and it was taking a while to get things going. And I was getting pretty amped up. I was ready to play, and so when they announced it, my assistant coach read all my accolades or whatever, and it was pretty touching. You put in all that work, and you don't know if anybody's noticing, but apparently somebody was. So
Yeah, well, congratulations to you. I got to ask you, for one, why baseball? What was it about that sport that you kind of clung to or attached to?
I don't know. I had some uncles that played baseball, semi-pro, back in the 50s, 40s, whatever, that I grew up idolizing, I guess. And I just always, as a little kid, you want them to like you, when you're 5, 6 years old. And I think that was probably it for me. My dad was a cowboy. He rodeoed. And so he'd spend time with me at the baseball field in the mornings, and he'd be at the rodeo at night. So, I guess that's probably the biggest thing. It was just, I just fell in love with it, like everybody does. It's the greatest game on earth, and I don't know.
What was it about getting into coaching for you, Jason?
Accident. If you want to know the truth, I was playing a lot of softball, a lot of fast pitch softball, but it was pretty popular back in the '80s, and I was traveling all over the country, and I had a small, we'd be in Colorado one weekend, Utah, New Mexico, all over playing. And I had a young family, and the Russ dads were coaching here at that time. And Mert said to me, "Hey, it might be time for you to settle down and stay at least in the same state." And asked me if I'd be interested. And I, basically told him I don't know anything about coaching. I'm a player. I don't know anything about coaching. Is like, just teach them what you would do in that situation, and that's coaching. And that's kind of where we went from there. I coached with them 1 year, and they basically hung it up and handed it over to me after a year, and I made it 2 or 3 years in Powell, before I moved on to other things. But that's when I started. I think it was 97, 98.
Wow, that's awesome. And you kind of touched on this a little bit. You were getting ready for the game, but what was it like to get it in front of your hometown crowd there in Powell?
A lot. I mean, it was a lot to take in right there. I mean, we're hosting. It's a 7 o'clock game. We had 400 or 500 people there. It was huge. And like I said, I wasn't ready for it, so it kind of took me by surprise. And it was just a really cool thing. I had a hard time not choking up, during the whole thing, and it was special. It was really special. I was a pioneer. I watched my cousin play. I grew up at that field, so I've been there 3 different times as a head coach. So it was pretty special.
Well, congratulations to you on getting inducted into the Wyoming American Legion Baseball Hall of Fame. Thanks for the time today. I appreciate it.
Hey, you bet. Anytime. Thank you.